Tragedy in the Alps as a fire sweeps through a bar in a Swiss ski resort. Dozens are feared dead, most of them young people celebrating the new year. Many of the 100 injured are in a serious condition. Tourists are believed to be among the victims.
I thought it was just fireworks, like they do every 31st of December.
There was total shock. People were panicking, crying and screaming.
Also today, Russia enters the new year with a massive drone strike on Ukraine. Here, Chelsea have sacked manager Enzo Maresca, but who will replace him? And the final fireworks are lit as the start of 2026 is marked across the globe.
This is ITV News with Romilly Weeks.
Good afternoon. They were young people celebrating the new year like millions the world over. But now Switzerland is mourning a terrible tragedy. Dozens are feared dead after a fire swept through a crowded bar in the ski resort of Cran, Montana. Swiss authorities are saying local intensive care units are at capacity, such is the number of serious injuries. The area is popular with tourists, and it's feared the victims include numerous different nationalities, as Neil Connery reports.
This video appears to show the moment when the ceiling of the Swiss ski bar catches fire. Hundreds of revellers were packed inside. Eyewitnesses say a lit firework in a champagne bottle was held aloft, setting the ceiling ablaze in seconds. I thought it was New Year's fireworks, this eyewitness says. We saw a lot of people screaming. There was panic. We went out onto the terrace and then we really saw people screaming. There was smoke in the elevator, this man says. With the help of the concierge, I managed to cross the balcony to the 5th floor and get out. The scale of the human tragedy was brought home in a news conference. We've counted around 100 people injured, this police commander says, most of them seriously, and unfortunately several dozen people are presumed dead. A major rescue operation swung into place involving 10 helicopters, 40 ambulances and 150 emergency workers. Many of those inside the bar were reported to be teenagers and those in their 20s. We're a tourist resort, this prosecutor says. We can't rule out the possibility that several nationalities are involved and that a fair number of countries have also been affected. Forensic teams in the resort of Cran, Montana have now started their investigation. This promotional video shows sparklers in bottles in the bar being used to celebrate on another occasion. It was a total shock, this local official says. I saw people panicking, crying, screaming, a flurry of ambulances and police. Everything had been secured and taken care of, but the scene was terrible to see. Amid the tranquil beauty of this alpine resort, what should be a day of hope to celebrate a new year has instead become one filled with despair and grief.
Neil, it's clear the scale of this is just terrible, but there's very little detail on the victims at this point.
Exactly. We're still waiting for official confirmation on the numbers of those killed or injured. This was a popular bar with tourists in the ski resort, and the authorities say that several nationalities were impacted. Here, the Foreign Office say that the situation is being monitored. They say that consular staff are on standby to support any British nationals affected. This police investigation at the scene is now underway, clearly focusing on how this fire started and spread with such devastating consequences.
Neil, thank you. Ukraine and Russia exchanged drone attacks overnight, ringing in 2026 with no pause in the fighting. Both countries' leaders made New Year addresses, Volodymyr Zelensky referring to a peace deal as 90% done, but Vladimir Putin talking only of victory. Sharon Preet-Kara has the latest.
For those hoping the new year might bring about a change in this war, these scenes will feel grimly familiar. Overnight, a massive attack on Ukraine's Odessa region damaged key infrastructure, as well as a two-story residential building. The Ukrainian Air Force said it was part of a sustained attack overnight, with 24 drones striking 15 locations. In Moscow, President Vladimir Putin used his New Year address to strike a defiant tone, calling for victory in the year ahead.
I congratulate all our fighters and commanders on the coming new year. We believe in you and in our victory.
Meanwhile, Russian officials today claimed a Ukrainian drone killed 24 people in the Russian-occupied region of Kherson. Despite claims of aggression on both sides, President Volodymyr Zelensky says peace negotiations are close to completion.
The peace agreement is 90% ready. 10% remains, and that is far more than just numbers. 10% to save millions of lives.
That remaining 10% centres on how far Ukraine is prepared to go on concessions pushed by President Trump, including giving up the Donbass region to Russia. The coming days could prove decisive, determining whether the year ahead brings more bloodshed or an end to conflict. Charanpreet Khera, ITV News.
In other news, 2025 saw the second highest number of channel crossings by migrants ever recorded. More than 41,000 migrants crossed the channel in small boats last year, 9% below the peak in 2022. The Home Office has confirmed that no migrants made the journey yesterday on New Year's Eve. Health visitors will begin offering childhood vaccinations at home in an effort to boost uptake. The £2 million year-long trial launches across parts of England from mid-January. And the Met Office has upgraded some snow warnings from yellow to amber in parts of the Highlands and North East Scotland over the next 2 days. Yellow warnings remain across Scotland, Northern Ireland and parts of Wales, the Midlands and southern England. Israel's ban on 37 international aid agencies operating in Gaza has technically come into effect today, but there have been no reports yet of any agency being forcibly removed from the territory. What is clear is that medical supplies remain in critically short supply due to continuing Israeli limits on aid. One example, thousands of amputees in need of prosthetic limbs when few are available. Ian Woods reports.
Any long journey begins with a single step, and this is Mohammed's. He's unsteady. The prosthetic limb which replaces his lower left leg doesn't yet feel like a natural extension of his body. It's barely 4 months since he was badly injured in an Israeli bombing.
القوات رمت علينا قنابل والصوابت وفي 4 استشهدوا وبعدين ودونا على المستشفى وبتروا رجلي انقطع.
Since then, he's been trying to get around using crutches. Not easy when he and his family are constantly on the move. They've had to relocate 15 times during the 2-year war and are living under tarpaulin.
لا لما يعني نمشي في عكاكيز زقع على السحلق على المجاري مية على الأرض يعني الطرف تسهل علي.
In Gaza, where many hospitals and clinics have been destroyed, there's a desperate shortage of medical supplies. This centre, run by the charity Humanity and Inclusion, can deal with 100 patients, but it's estimated that 6,000 Palestinians need prosthetic limbs, given the number of seriously injured in the war.
أول مرة تجربه؟
أول مرة.
إيش حاسس إنك؟
أنا أحسن.
إيش حاسس؟ ليش أحسن؟
بدي أركب له طرف وأمشي فيه.
Rehabilitation can be a slow process, but young Mohammed can take some encouragement from Walid, who was badly injured in a bombing 2 years ago.
بعرفش بعد 4 أيام تم بتر رجلي لأنه ما فيش أمل خلاص فتم بتر رجلي في 29/12/2023 ولحد اليوم أين عايشين والحمد لله.
A temporary prosthetic has now been replaced with a better one.
لو أنا بروح الحين بمشي بعيد يعني لو بدي بمشي مسافة يعني 2 كيلو. أما قبل ما كنتش أمشي يعني بس جنب الخيمة.
Like many of his fellow Gazans, Mohammed is now taking his first faltering steps to recovery. Ian Woods, ITV News.
To sport, and on the first day of the new year, Chelsea are looking for a new manager. Enzo Maresca has been sacked after a poor run of form. Chris Scudder has more.
Their mid-winter slump deepens.
It's been a rapid fall from grace for Enzo Maresca. Just one win in the past 7 Premier League matches has cost him his job. Only months ago, he delivered 2 trophies in quick succession, the UEFA Conference title, and then in July...
Oh, it's a clever pass! João Pedro 3-0!
...no less than the inaugural Club World Cup in the USA. But since then, it's turned sour amid rumours of in-house disputes with Chelsea's sporting directors, and the club's 2-2 draw with Bournemouth 2 days ago was his last stand. After a crisis meeting this morning, Chelsea issued a statement confirming Maresca's departure. With key objectives still to play for across 4 competitions, including qualification for Champions League football, Enzo and the club believe a change gives the team the best chance of getting the season back on track.
When we play really solidly together, we're quite dangerous, and it's all due to him, so it's a real shame. I think he needed more time.
He shouldn't have been sacked. The players needed the stability. He wasn't there long enough to be given a chance for it.
It was a strange appointment in the beginning. Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure really how I feel, to be honest. I don't know where to go from here, really.
Among the favourites to replace Maresca are the English coach Liam Rossigna, currently impressing at the French club Strasbourg. And there's little time to find a replacement, with Chelsea heading for title-chasing Manchester City on Sunday. Chris Scudder, ITV News.
Finally, the whole world has now entered 2026 in a flurry of fireworks spreading from west to east around the globe. From Auckland to Alaska, hangovers are being nursed today, and the new year still has the potential to be the best one yet. Amy Lewis has our look at the celebrations.
In London, the new year was welcomed in by Big Ben and a big bang. 12,000 fireworks were set off in the capital's biggest display yet. They had waited for hours in the bitter cold, but it was worth it.
London's fireworks are very awesome. And it was just astonishing, and we liked it really a lot.
Somehow, luckily, I found the tickets and it was amazing. In Edinburgh, they wrapped up warm and in style.
Happy New Year!
Hogmanay was back after being cancelled last year because of the weather. But perhaps the biggest statement came from Dubai, where the old and new were entwined, and the world's tallest building lit up like a rocket. In North Korea, the New Year celebrations matched every national event here with a show of strength. But nowhere parties quite like New York. In Times Square, it was all about this moment. The entire globe has now entered 2026. Hopefully the year can live up to the celebrations. Amy Lewis, ITV News.
And that's all for the moment. We will be back with the late news at 10. Goodbye for now.